For setting up your very first mob programming session, how do you suggest to go about it in an organization where people are very individualistic and not used to pairing or mobbing? So kind of following on from an earlier question, I guess. So yeah, how do you go about setting up pairing and mobbing in that situation?
So actually, that's clearly describing the situation I found myself in over 2 years ago, because my team, well, it was a great team back then already, but we were really individual contributors, as I would say it. Because, well, sometimes people sat together mostly because one of them had a problem, and, calling someone over to, help them get through was okay, but then they should quickly get back to their own stuff, right? So that was about the situation, and I wasn't better. So, I mean, but I had heard of mob programming and different kind of approaches. And what happened back then, what I also would then recommend to others was, well, I talked about it a lot. I thought I was intrigued by the idea. I would love to try it out, and I shared those thoughts because I wasn't sure if it would work or not. I just wanted to try things out and maybe get some fresh ideas in how we work together. And well, back then it was the phase that, well, we had quarterly improvement goals, sort of, or had to define them for ourselves, what we want to do better next quarter. And we decided, okay, we want to improve our development approaches and maybe get more tools in our toolbox. And then suddenly my team actually told me, hey, well, you're talking about that mob programming so often. Well, maybe we just try it out. They weren't convinced, but just try it out. So the recommendation here is to really start an experiment. Okay. Give it a try. Nobody knows if it's going to work if you don't try it out. Okay. And back then it really helped us. We added retrospectives at the end of every session, short ones, but still helping us to reflect what happened, how can we improve. And we had committed to do at least 5 sessions. And we did. And afterwards it got more and more and more. So right. Going about that, well, what helped me there, I actually wrote a whole blog post about this very first session and the resources I used, like to prepare, to facilitate. Mm-hmm. But the idea to experiment was our trigger to get into mobbing. And only afterwards, when actually the team learned the benefits of mobbing, they started to pair.
Okay, so the experiment used that to build up some momentum, and people saw the benefits.
Yes.
And then it became, how can we do more and more of this? Exactly.
They first needed to learn why it's beneficial for them. Like, what's in it for me, right?
Did you have any? So within the delivery team, that sounds like it was awesome.
Yes.
Did you have any people from outside? The powers that be. Were they like, why are you guys spending all this time programming? And you should be faster if everybody works on their own. Did you have to deal with any of that stuff as well?
I'm considering myself lucky that I was working in an environment back then and also now where management was like, yeah, great, do it. I'm curious, share.
Awesome.
The ones that were skeptical were the developers themselves, because we have to work and everything, but
oh, cool.
It's all in the minds, and then they found out.
Awesome. Thank you for that question, Marit.